Hello and welcome to my 7th video on the road to Venus Next. In this video series I want to talk about everything Venus Next related and give you all my tips and tricks so that you're well prepared for the upcoming launch of the expansion on Steam. Today I'm going to talk about the worst corp of this new expansion, Aphrodite. You'll learn why it's so bad, when to pick it if ever, and how to play it if you decide to go with it. Let's get started. Aphrodite starts with 47 MC, a plant prot, and a Venus tech, as well as a plant tech. Its ability grants you 2 MC whenever Venus is increased. There are 15 Venus steps, which means that you'll get a maximum of 30 MC out of this ability. Aphrodite is not great. Still, there are scenarios when you should pick this corp. First of all, and most importantly, your other corp choice needs to be bad and not fit your starting hand at all. Secondly, Aphrodite is split into 2 aspects. On the one hand, it has plant prot and the corresponding tech, and on the other hand, it has the Venus tech and its effect. I'd always focus just on one of these 2 aspects since they don't combo well together at all. So in cases where you're desperately looking for a plant tech, and this includes having NRA or insects on hand, or a clear line towards ecologist, Aphrodite can work well. And the other option is when you have a strong Venus setup on hand with some good cards to increase Venus early on. Then your ability can give you some good rebates. How to play Aphrodite is a question that I already partially answered in the when to pick section. Focus on one of its aspects first. Once you've set up a good base, you can also branch out to the other side of the corp, but it's definitely not necessary. Why not both? First of all, there are just 3 cards that combine the Venus and plant tech, and they are either very niche and late game focused like Venusian plants or Freya biodomes, or straight up terrible like Venus soils. Secondly, going for a Venus strategy includes getting card draw and some science tags, and generally wanting a longer game, while going for plants often includes placing oceans and increasing the temperature as well, so wanting a shorter game. These strategies just don't mix well. But of course, if you start off the game going for Venus, nothing is stopping you from playing efficient plant producers like bushes or kelp farming later down the line, should you get the chance to pick them up. Next up, keep your eyes open for Venusian animals or stratospheric birds, especially in combination with standard tech. Once you've got standard tech, you can increase Venus for 10 MC with the standard project, which is incredibly cheap. And if you've got a really good payoff like these 2 animal cards, it's definitely a good idea to focus on getting them down. But please don't do it without standard tech. Just because you'll get 2 MC back for every Venus bump, it's not worth it if you have to do it a lot. The same thing is true for many of the bad Venus increasing cards. Venus soils is still terrible, even if it's 2 MC cheaper. Same goes for forced precipitation or extractor balloons. But that's already it. Be careful when picking this corp. I will pick it for fun a few times for sure, but I don't see me doing it regularly. It's just not that great. But how do you like this corp? Do you have more tips and tricks to share with the community? Then please leave them in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to not miss any videos on the road to Venus Next. See you in the next one.